Welcome to Mobile Rolling. After the break, it'll be my pleasure to be talking to a gentleman whose name is synonymous and famous in Australian harness racing, and hopefully I can escape the bitter cold here in Echunga, South Australia. Welcome to Mobile Rolling.
Thanks for having me, Gary. Appreciate your time.
It's my pleasure to be talking to Brodie Webster. The Webster name is like the Gaths and all the other names in Australian harness racing, the Hancocks, Fitzpatricks. A little bit about yourself. Obviously, most people may know that your father, Ronald Webster, a champion horseman and a very underrated driver, was the son of the late, great Dick Webster.
Yep.
In the golden days when the horses were at their property at
Clemzig,
near the Gaza Oval. So,
yep.
Was Dick still alive when you were a little fella? Or?
No, I never got to meet Dick, unfortunately. I get a lot of great stories from a lot of people, and I get to live through his success through people telling me stories. But unfortunately, I never got to lay eyes on him or learn from him myself. But I had Dad teaching me a lot, but no, never got to meet Dick, unfortunately.
Okay, so in the good old days, your father was training. I suppose there was obviously Mark Webster and all that was training out of the Gaza Oval as well, were they?
Yeah, so we're based on North East Road in between Ascot Avenue and OG Road, and there was Mark there. Down the road was Doris and Jeffrey. And Dad was, Mark was probably the closest to us, Clemzig there.
So when did you first become involved in the horses? Because your dad left that property, didn't he? Went out to Anglevale for a while?
Yeah, so look, I'm sure horses were there. I know horses were there when I was younger, but I'm too young to remember any of that.
We're too old to remember it. You're too young to remember it.
But the key time that I probably became involved with the horses was when they went to Jeffrey's. Unfortunately, it was probably a slight missed opportunity for me because they had a lot of horses and they were successful out of there and they did a lot, but I never learned a whole lot of the horses when I was there because I was too busy probably mucking around with tractors and motorbikes and stuff like that.
How old would you have been then?
I would have been 12 or so, yeah. So, but I had limited interest in horses, if I'm honest, when I was younger. So
what's the age difference between you and your brother Jake? He drove and...
Yeah, Jake's a tad over 30 now, I reckon. I'm 27, so he's a 90.
3 years.
He's a 90 and I'm a 94.
So you would have been... He drove as like 16, 17, didn't he?
Yeah, so Jake did his junior drivers, he had a lot of help from people like Ray Fillings and Bronte Giorgio when he started. I think Holberton he used to drive a fair bit for, and away he went after that.
So your dad was was he training out of Jeffrey's property on
Yeah, so Jeffrey and Dad trained together there for a while, and then Dad went to the mines shortly after Sam passed away, unfortunately, in that car crash.
Yeah.
Jeffrey went off to Melbourne. Dad's very good on us kids in terms of the fact that he does everything for us, which we're grateful for, and he realised that Jake was at Pembroke, which is a school that was hard work for our parents to put us through there. And he said, look, as much as I'd like to go to Melbourne and continue horses, which is his, his passion, he realised that, if us kids were going to get a good shot at life, we probably needed the education. So he, busted his balls, for lack of a better word, to be honest, and went to the mines for a good sort of 8 to 10 years.
To give you a start.
To give us a start, and we're extremely grateful
and Ronald had a beautiful pair of hands, but unfortunately, when you're the son of Dick Webster, it makes it difficult because you're always compared to...
You're shadowed by your dad.
By your dad, who was probably, all the interviews I've done, the Webster name between both Dick and Lloyd Webster are always the name, and Jeffrey, of course, come up all the time.
Definitely in lights, definitely, yeah.
So when did you get your licence? Like, when you got your licence, where were you working out of then?
Yeah, so that was probably just a touch before Jake and Aaron Bain made a partnership. Timeline, I wouldn't know the exact year, but it must have been sort of 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And they began training. Dad then offered a helping hand when we were there as well. And about that time, I picked up my junior driver's licence or trials licence, and away it went. yeah, I got lucky in the fact that I don't think I was an amazing driver, but people put me up in lights because of my last name, and I got to drive a lot of nice horses, and a lot of people took me under their wing, and you know, I think by the end I got better and better, but you know, I was nothing as good as Jeffrey or anyone like that, and I'd never say I was, and I was lucky on the drive, so I did get, to be honest with you, and yeah.
So, what do you remember your first winner and where?
West 54 at Port Pirie. Wacker Brodie was one of those people that took me under his
AKA
wing.
Wayne Brodie, yep.
Yep. And West 54 was it at Port Pirie, and we ended up driving a few horses for him, which was good.
We used to get a few drives at Pirie.
Yeah,
I know you
Pirie
drove for Dominic Totoli as well.
Pirie was probably my main place. Dale Afford, Dom. Yeah, I give you lots of names. I don't want to forget people by naming them, but yeah, Pirie was probably my main track, in which I would quite often have a full card there, and you know, only 2 drives at College Derby the next night, but. I quite liked going to Pirie. I didn't mind the trip, and those people there, you know, supported me, and even now, not as a driver, I'm in contact with a lot of those people just because we become mates, and that's what the industry is all about, isn't it?
So you probably one of your biggest wins was for Dominic Totoli.
For Dom, yeah, with Grey Maverick.
Grey Maverick, and that would have been the Gawler Cup, wouldn't it?
It was, yes.
15 metres behind him with 120 to go. Grey Maverick deserves a win. He's done all the speed out in front. Third quarter was 28.9. And Brodie Webster in front with Grey Maverick. He's holding on. And Grey Maverick's going to take it out. Dashing drive. Grey Maverick first. He had really tired legs, but he got there. Second, Better Have Time. Third was Futures. All Day Bliss was a...
Just had enough time.
You've only got to win once.
Just enough legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was probably my main win, definitely, and probably one of the better horses I drove too. I think Grey Maverick, if he hadn't have done that, you know, career-ending injury that he had with his Paston, that you know, he may well have become a good horse in New South Wales, running good miles at Menangle. Who knows? But yeah, no, he was a nice type.
So. You went on a scholarship, which was assisted by HRSA, to Sweden, I think it was. Was it Sweden? Or?
Yeah, I was bloody lucky, to be honest with you, in terms of racing gave me quite a lot of opportunity. And with that scholarship, I got to go to Sweden and Europe or Scandinavia.
Did you go to the Elite Lop? Or?
Yeah, I went to Solvalla and the Elite Lop, yep.
And that's an experience, isn't it?
It was, yeah. And Prix de Marie, which is in France, which is in Paris, at Vincennes, which is just a marvellous place to go.
I went to
the
Prix de Marie, which is 100 years.
100 years, yeah.
We went there. That was amazing.
It's just a spectacle, not only for people that like horses, but just how they run it with, you know, they have all the
whole
theatrics and you know, shows and all sorts of stuff. And it really is just a week of racing there, and you get an understanding overseas how much racing means to people. You know, they're on bus stops, they're on TV, they're on ads. You know, everywhere you go, people are talking about trotting, and you come back to Australia, and it's like, what's trotting? You know.
So you went over there on the scholarship to have a look at. If people aren't aware that you are a veterinarian doctor.
It was combined a little bit, yeah, with the veterinary side. Yeah. So I did quite a lot of vet work over there as well with a few different people, and then spent a week with Daniel Redden, who had Propulsion, who won the Elite Lop. And Propulsion is now retired and out the stud, but yeah, I spent.
And then you went to England, did you? To have a look at the horses there, or
yeah?
Europe,
so that was another trip a little bit later. Yeah. That one, yeah, I went to Newmarket for a week or two, and worked with one of the major clinics over there.
So when you came back, you still had your licence, and I think the last year you was a junior, represented South Australia in the championships in New Zealand. So what was that like? And
that was terrific, yeah. And you know, Jake was lucky; he got to do quite a few junior trips, and he always said, "Gee whiz, if you could get one of them, New Zealand would be the one that you wanted."
And you got it.
I fluked New Zealand, and yeah, exactly like you said, it was just a well-organised trip. Got to go to the North Island and the South Island. Got to drive on grass. Got to drive in different directions. Got everything. So it was, yeah, no, it was terrific.
Now the other thing was too that HRA at one stage had a junior sort of development committee of
young ambassadors,
yeah, which I think you were part of that, were you, for a while?
Yeah, I spent a year or two on that, and we still talk every now and then, Andrew Kelly and a few of us that were on that board, and to be honest with you, it'd be something that would be good to keep going again if we could, but it's sort of a little bit slow at the moment with COVID and all that sort of stuff, but we were regularly catching up and talking about things, and that was a good opportunity to be on a board as such and develop professionally and help
with the young kids, young people, So you did. When was your last drive?
Last drive would have been probably August last year, I reckon. Yeah, so a good 12 months ago, nearly now. Yeah.
So can you see yourself now that if for people that don't know, you're a doctor of veterinary science, and you're now based.
Become a doctor. Yeah.
Based. Well, you probably thank mum and dad for that. So you've come here to the Adelaide Hills. Can you see yourself when things settle down a bit that you may go back driving, or do you see no future there, or could you see yourself training up here? Or
oh, look, I probably miss driving, but I like to think that if I went back to driving, I'd probably struggle because I haven't got the junior claim anymore. So driving's probably gone. Training, look, I don't mind the training, but if I'm perfectly honest with you, I think it's sort of sad at the moment in SA how things are heading, and as much as you want to support and keep on going, it's tricky to want to invest in it. And I get a lot of satisfaction now out of Summit Bloodstock, which is Jake Webster, my brother, and Jamie Dernberger Smith, who have started that. And they basically buy a lot of horses and syndicate them out, and away they go. And to be honest with you, if I can sort of help them out with vetting and looking at vet reports and x-rays and stuff like that, I feel like I'm still a part of the industry, but probably a part of something else, and it's great to see their success, and I enjoy seeing their success. So, coming back as a trainer would have been nice, but I just, A, I don't think I got the time, and B, it's just hard to want to.
How long have you been a vet? How long have you been fully in practice?
Been a vet for 6 months now, yeah. So steep learning curve. Been here.
So if you was in BHP, you'd still be on probation.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, well, they would have got rid of me by now. But
so what's? I know it's a passion of yours, and you've mentioned about your dad, and obviously got to mention about your mother as well. That they gave you a chance to be. It's not easy to put someone through all them colleges, and then like you wouldn't have been earning very much money when you were becoming a vet. So
yeah,
I'm sure Dad's proud. Does he train anymore? Has he got any?
Nah, so we've only got we had a couple there that were working on the treadmill, but it's the same thing. Jake's an air traffic controller, which was a demanding job. Dad's getting older, understandably, probably as much as he won't tell us, he probably wants to slow down a little bit. He's doing a bit of travelling at the end of this year.
You got a sister as well, haven't you?
Chelsea's now at uni.
Does she have any interest in the
Zero
horses?
interest in horses, which is probably a good thing, to be honest with you.
As long as she doesn't hook up with one, she's fine. Keep away from them. They're all bad, yeah.
But horses, we got the treadmill that we train on every now and then, but it was just, Gary, it was getting too demanding. I'm up here flat out now, Jake's flat out.
Do you live here on the premises?
I live around here in Chunga.
So this is called...
So this is HorseMed, yeah, and HorseMed is probably a dream come true in terms of a job for me. It's very cliche to say that, but look, it's we have 6 vets up here now. 3 years ago there was only 1, so it's a very growing area. And look, it's basically, if you can think of a Toby Ryan that works out of his car and goes around and does that sort of stuff, it's what we do up here. We're the sister clinic of Morphettville, which is down obviously at Morphettville. We do a lot of surgeries down there, or they do a lot of surgery.
Do you work out at both or not?
Nah, mostly up here. Every now and then I go down to Morphettville, and again, grateful that I've been able to go down there because it's a day for me to go and run anaesthetics and stuff like that, which we don't do up here because we don't do surgeries. It's mostly GP up here, and honestly, that's why I became a vet, was to be out on the road and doing things, and without thanking them, getting into it too much, is HorseMed in general have really been terrific to me, and I'm extremely grateful.
So you're being a vet. What you said about you get a bit of a thrill out of helping your brother and Summit Bloodstock and Aaron and that with the horses and buying of them.
Definitely.
What's the most rewarding thing about being a vet here in the Adelaide Hills at the moment? What do you get a big thrill out of?
To be honest with you, I'm sort of starting to dabble with a bit more of the racehorse stuff, but at the beginning of things, I've done a lot of sort of general clients around the place, and look, I really like just helping people, to be honest with you, and
you get a thrill out of it.
It's nice to helping the horse, and I find that you get a real good relationship with people, and most of the time people are just genuinely happy that you could help them and help their horse, and I think that's what it's all about, isn't it?
All right, I think you touched briefly on this position in South Australia. It would be lovely to see you back one day, and your dad. It would be fantastic. But your job's your job, and I think there's a little bit more money in being a vet than being
Maybe long-term.
Long-term, exactly. So look, thanks for your time. I don't know if there's anything else you want to finish on, but
No,
it's a
I
pleasure
appreciate
talking
you
to
having
Dr.
me.
Brodie Webster.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks,
Good on
mate.
you.
Thank you.